Good morning YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today is senior race day. It's quite greasy. The clerk of the course has already put significant delays on the proposed start time. I'm due to be marshalling at Governor's Dip. Now, with the update being posted due for 12:30, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be needed today due to the outlook. I've had a look at the webcams across the course, which you can look on the Manx website. It is greasy. They're really precious about running the races now at the best of times. They don't like to run it if there's any sort of excess standing water or risk of adverse weather. Of course, these guys are the senior bikes, so they'll be on slicks. Not ideal. So as you can see, I'm at the bottom of Bray Hill anyway, just come up past Quarter Bridge. What we'll do for today's episode is we'll do a full walk around of the pits. I'll keep my helmet on and just use my sort of forward facing GoPro camera so you can have a sort of a real POV look at what it's like to come and park here at the back of the grandstand, Nobles Park, and change gear. Have a look at what the teams are up to in preparation for a potential senior race. Get a spot of lunch in the Hellwood Centre, as I so often do when I visit the pits. Yesterday's video was good. Obviously we had Michael Dunlop overshooting at Braddon Bridge. I wouldn't say he handed Dean Harrison the race, because Dean Harrison was flying, looking like no one was going to stop him, but it definitely didn't help his cause. As we can see here, all of these soggy upset spaces at the bottom of Bray Hill. You have to get here so early to reserve a good seat. Unfortunately for those guys, given that it's just started to rain now, I think that the clerk is going to just call it off completely, to be honest. It is only one race due today, the senior. They have got tomorrow to use. That will be tricky because obviously marshals. I'm not due to marshal tomorrow. As you can see, typical Manx, miserable faces who have been sat here faithfully since 8 AM at the best spots, or earlier to be honest. Of course, there's the Monster Energy fan park as well, which we'll do a brief walk around. It's basically just music, a big screen and some food vendors, but we'll go and have a look anyway. I did it last year as well. I wanted to tell this to everyone as well, like, don't forget I've got a full series of last year's TT as well, so if you've enjoyed all this content and you want some more, well, guess what, there's a playlist of 2024 with similar content. I enjoyed making that last year and I've equally enjoyed it this year. I just wish the weather was a bit better, but you can't have it all. And I think down here is sort of the extension of the back of the pits where the motorhomes are, but also the Duke Village, which I believe is down here. Yeah, here it is. So the TT Village, these are all sort of little self-catering little cabins, I think, as opposed, you know, to camping. Yeah, look at them, they're like little units. I don't know how much they are, but obviously if you're here, you don't want any sort of camping or homestay, well that's an option, isn't it? It's just like a little row of little units. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. That's pretty cool. There's a big Tesco down there as well if you are staying in this area. Obviously we don't need to go to Tesco, but it's just down there somewhere. So we'll go back up round here and into Nobles Park. I'll start the sort of tour, if you want, of what we're going to go and look at. Actually, the helmet staying on, it's actually quite a good idea because of the rain, so I don't look quite as silly now. Here you've got the Mercury Club. I've got no idea what you do to get in there. Some sort of corporate VIP BS, but that's fine. That's over there. The Monster Energy fan park is behind it. We'll do that last. What we'll do is we'll start off in the merchandise stall, work our way past the grandstand. We should be able to go up the grandstand now, given that there's no races happening, and have a look at the view from up there. So here you've got the winners enclosure. Obviously they come in there and do the little bits in front of that board, and then the first, second, third in there. Toilet block. It's getting a bit silly now that you don't need to know that. You can see that. Merchandise. Yeah, busy as ever. I think the corporate orange and blue is a bit soulless. I'm not a big fan of the merchandise. Haven't been for the last few years. I think it's lost its sort of originality and flair that it used to have with a bit of attitude. That's the Marshall, like the official TT leathers if you want. So all the Marshalls are wearing them. You can get custom fit in there for leathers as well for a cool price of I think £1,600 or £1,700. It's worth it, I guess. Or just be like me and squeeze into leathers year after year. Metzeler tyres over there. Tickets for the grandstand. The Arai or RA shop, or however you pronounce it. The official TT25 helmet. I have been tempted by it, to be fair. I do really like the colour scheme. I know I'm going against what I said about the merchandise, but on the helmet it looks really good. They do a custom fitting service as well down in the tent. A quick look around in here. Some Aurora gear. Yeah, cool. Oakley tent, RST, mainly just like leather jackets, armoured stuff. They've got a couple of race suits at the back as well. My RST Track Tech Evo is still doing the job, so I'll be fine for now, but you can get one there. The RST shop's quite big, to be fair. Occupies 2 units. Ice cream. More Marshalls standing around looking bored. Davy Todd's merchandise. The Milwaukee shop. This is cool. Yeah, we'll go in there. You can also get a free can of Monster from the fridge. Not many people know that. People look at you like you're stealing, but it's free. In fact, if they've got white Monster or pink Monster, we'll get some. So obviously Milwaukee Ducati gear, Davy Todd gear, Ugly & Co, which is Davy Todd as well. Red Torpedo, I think Guy Martin has his hand in that. I can't quite remember. Let's see. Oh, they do as well. Lovely. Thank you, Milwaukee. Milwaukee tent. Yeah. Tools, more tools. Cool tools. More importantly, pink Monster. Yeah, sweet. Zero Fit. Yeah, they're base layers and they're pretty. I've actually got one of them. They're really good. So base layers for the levers. The freewheeling guys, sidecar merchandise. This is in here. Freewheeling. Okay, we'll start heading down to the actual teams. Oh, here we are. This is the Rutter team. Can't imagine that's going to be very busy, given that Rutter had an off at the 31st at the Super Twin yesterday. Hope he's okay, but I doubt he'll be in the senior. So there's not much action going on in there. We have, this is Rob Hodson. Oh, good second place, Super Twin race. That's the Crow Racing guys. Obviously the sidecar race is all finished now, so I think that will be packed up. Have a look in the window to see if the sidecar is still on display. Ah, it is. There you go. That's the sidecar that done the double this year. 810, sort of guest thing, corporate thing. So obviously Hickman and Todd. A little look in there. Yeah. It's one of the Trooper. There you go. It's where my wrap is inspired from. Here's the Trooper merchandise shop. To be fair, I've already got a t-shirt and a jacket. Hickman, you've got the Swan from the Yamaha R7 and the Hickey merchandise. Shame really that Hickey's off Art Kerramore costume participation for the rest of the race meet is what it is. So here's Davey Todd, I believe that's his superbike. That's pretty cool. They've got the little shutters down so I won't peek in. See Honda, which would be Dean Harrison, John McGuinness, the factory racers. You can actually see Dean Harrison in there doing a little talk, so I won't go in obviously because I'm not a VIP, but there he is. An honorary Manx resident now is Dean, busy doing one of his talks to the VIPs. So there you go. Can get quite close to the riders. To be fair, if I just asked, he'd probably come over and do an autograph or a picture. I have had a couple of pictures of Dean Harrison, including at the Northwest 200. He is nice. It's a very down to earth guy, but I'll just leave them to it. And Honda merch. I imagine that's going to be quite popular now after doing the double in the stocker. Does help in terms of selling bikes, doing well over here at the TT. Didn't know Dean Harrison even had his own clothing line, which is interesting. Let's DH here, have a quick look at this stuff. Yeah, twinned with Spada. Oh, a little pit bike. Well, because I'm quite tall, I can just do this. Here you go. There's the Hondas. Let's carry on. Hillier? Is that the man himself? I think it is. Doing a quick talk. Yeah, there he is. So it's James Hillier. I like that this is a bit more interpersonal, none of this sort of tent nonsense. Again, he is busy talking to people, so we'll just carry on. We might actually get to see one of the riders not occupied, and if we do, I'll say a quick hello. Oh, this is interesting. This is Hillier's bikes, I think, being loaded. It's quite amazing actually how they fit all that up there. I wouldn't fancy myself messing around with one of them. Michael Dunlop's little area. So the tent is all closed. I'm assuming they're in there busy working away at their senior bike. Michael's tent for merchandise. You can hear the accent quite strong as you go past, the Ballymoney accent. Comrade, so that's Connor Cummins' little VIP tent. Hutchie, Ian Hutchinson, unfortunate retirement yesterday in the stocker race, but was going quite well, to be fair, before the retirement. I'll try and see if I can see the bikes through the gap. Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure that's Paul Jordan. Yeah, Paul Jordan Racing. Now into this corner, Daffabet Racing. Not sure who this is actually. Have a quick look at the bikes. Lovely examples. Yeah, right into the corner here. Just some VIP sort of catering areas, Metzeler tyres, and some model bikes by the looks of it. There is more, like the privateers right down on that side towards the police station. However, given that the racing's due to potentially start soon, I'll just wrap it up. We've got to go and see the fan park as well. I'm going to take my helmet off and have a drink. Rachel Clegg, is she a photographer? I'm assuming she's a photographer. Maybe that's Rachel Clegg. I don't know. That's Rachel Clegg. Awesome. Well, whoever that is. It's another merchandise stall. That one's quite a lot bigger than the other tent. but still the same orange and blue merch. Haven't needed oil this time around. Haven't done enough fast laps, to be honest. I've had a lot of fun nonetheless. So they've got a little race bike here, a couple actually. Yeah, well, it's an old style BMW, that's nice. The fan park looks a bit different this time. Sort of the entrance is here. It's a lot more open. Over there on the grandstand thing is where they do a talk after the races. All your food, eateries are along that side. The bar, some live music normally happening in there. There's obviously seating areas up there that you can get. And they've always got sort of TT Plus playing on that big screen. So this is actually a place you can just watch the races from if you know, if you're not that hardcore, you don't really want to go and sit on a hedge or a viewing point anywhere. You can very well just come in here for the day. The racing will be on TV. You'll see the riders afterwards coming in there. More merch. We will have a look. Yeah, barbers, tattoos, more Monster, a bike. That is interesting. Take it on a race day. This is some sort of paying only spot to watch. Just to be quite fun watching them come down there, down towards St Ninians. Yeah. Cool. Right, so what we'll do is we'll go and have a look up on the grandstand, show you that sort of view in case you're thinking about getting grandstand seats, tickets, whatever, if you come over yourself. And then that'll wrap it up really for this episode. And also, as much as I'd love to spend £15 on some chicken and chips, I think I'll just go to the Halewood Centre for a sandwich. There it is. It's called Trackside, so it's also like another screen in there, as well as some seating areas, obviously a bar. I'm not really a drinker or anything like that, so, and I'm getting a bit old for dancing around, so I don't really frequent these places very often. I've got to be honest, this is the first and only time I've been in the fan park for this year's TT. Nice to meet you. Again, Philip McAllen, just casually strolling past. Like I said, some of the old riders here. The younger generation folks aren't going to recognise them, but Phil, a legend, raced in the same era as Jerry Dunlop. Was good friends with him. Had some battles with sort of Steve Hislop, Carl Fogarty as well. Anyway, let's go up there. I'll show you the grandstand and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah, I don't know how much they're charging for senior race day up here. I'm not going to find out either. But here it is. There's the control centre and grandstands, as you can see. There are all the fuel fillers. Really good view, to be fair. You can see all the pit crews at work as well. That's where the riders do their sort of champagne spraying and whatnot. I think that's all for now. All that's left to do is to sit here, chill out and await a race update at 12:30. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Slight change of plan for the senior race, guys. I was supposed to be marshalling that Governor's Dip. I have had a bit of an upset stomach, unfortunately. Spare the gory details, but anyway, I didn't fancy being stuck out on a post potentially somewhere. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't feel like being stuck potentially holding a flag or somewhere in case of an emergency, so I've emailed the office and told them I won't be attending the final session, which is a shame. Instead, I've just decided to come to the grandstand because I know it's safe. I'm going to be close to amenities, whatever, and hopefully, you know, if the race goes ahead, it looks like it should. I've just rode here from Quarter Bridge and it's, you know, seems fine. Let's just get waved in by these guys into the little park here, which is awesome. And we'll try, I don't know if there'll be any grandstand seats available, probably not, but we'll get somewhere. Okay, Looks like as good a place as any over here. Alright, and I've got my trusty little stand thing again in my pocket. Okay, yeah, that'll do. I'm pretty sure everyone's chose their places to watch from already, because it is 20 to 6 and the sighting lap goes out in 20 minutes, where the riders will decide if they're happy for the race to go ahead. So let's go and take a pew somewhere up in the grandstand. So here we are back at the Monster Energy Fan Park, a lot busier than it was before. I am going to take my helmet off and switch to the phone to record from. I'm going to actually just walk straight through here and see if there's any grandstand seats available, which is very bold, but because it's not run till 7 o'clock, there's every chance that some people may have had to go home and give back their tickets. You don't know if you don't ask. Let's go and find out. Well, what a stroke of luck, folks. My last second decision to head over to the grandstand. I've only gone and picked up the last grandstand ticket. It's not the main grandstand, it's the fan park grandstand, but it's still trackside, and it's just above the area where the bikes come back in after finishing their lap. Should be able to get, as well as some footage of them coming past, some close-up footage of them coming back into Park Ferme. So basically, I looked out there. Starts at 6 o'clock over there, the sighting lap. I'll try and get a couple of the bikes down. Senior lap's due to start at 7, weather permitting, and then we'll watch some racing, folks, hopefully.
Speak to the race. It's been running. This is the only way she can.
Those couple of bikes that I got through coming back to Park Ferme from the start finish line is the only action I'll see from that little grandstand area. It is what it is, safety is paramount. No senior race, so that is effectively the end of the TT Festival of 2025. That's it. I intend on doing a return video this year, whereas I didn't do one last year, so I'll see you in the return video, folks.